Hi, this is Meredith from Mere Product Reviews, and I'm making this video today in light of the recent Amazon changes for reviewer policies. So, as many of you know, if you've seen my reviews, if you subscribe to my channel, if you follow things that I do, I'm a product reviewer. I review through Amazon primarily. That's how most sellers find me as a reviewer because I am a top reviewer through Amazon. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is kind of a big focus for me as well, where I post all of my review videos here. And also I'm starting kind of a following with a page on Facebook where people can follow my Amazon, my reviews through YouTube and things like that. So Amazon, previously there's a ban that Amazon will not allow sellers to pay reviewers in exchange for reviews. You can't be incentivized to say, hey, write a review for my product and I'll pay you this. However, the only kind of workaround there as far as compensation goes is that they can give out free or reduced priced products to reviewers in exchange for their honest review. So in exchange for their honest review, that means that sellers should not be asking for a certain rating. It should be the honest review from a reviewer and not incentivized in any way. But you do receive product at free or discounted rate. As a reviewer, I receive most of my products for a really reduced rate, maybe 90% off, a lot of things for free with sellers in exchange for my honest review of the product. Now, I have had people try to ask me to give a certain rating or require certain responses from me, and I haven't worked with those sellers. Anytime that people have asked me to do things that are not in accordance with Amazon's reviews, with their guidelines, I will refer them to the guidelines and say that I won't be participating in that way. So with things like that, this is in response to a couple people not following by the rules. So there's abuses that go on where the seller's requiring a certain star rating in exchange or a positive feedback in exchange for them giving you your product. And there are reviewers out there that simply leave a very positive review. They don't really look at the product or show the product in any certain way. They snap a couple pictures maybe and say, hey, this is great, with a generic review and 5-star rating. And then other sellers want to work with them because they want a positive review. So there are things like that go on that Amazon is trying to prevent. And I believe that they've been in a process of trying to weed out reviewers like that. But there are a lot of reviewers that work hard and make it a side business for themselves to review products and give honest review. And I'm one of them that strives to do that. And I know that there are others out there that follow my channel and that I've been following what they are doing, and they're doing a great job. So this is really upsetting for a lot of reviewers that are trying to really legitimately do this. So it's kind of a hot issue right now. This is something that's effective as of yesterday. So for me as a reviewer, I have several products sitting at my house that I have reviews due today and through the next couple of days that I should be submitting reviews. And, sometimes that's a little bit halted based on, how you're going to respond. Now I can submit reviews through my social media. I still do video reviews through YouTube and will share on various social media. Those sellers, we had an agreement that they sent me products, and I would absolutely love to resubmit my reviews on Amazon because I do have positive feedback that I want to leave, and I want to leave comments for people that might be purchasing those on Amazon. So there are definitely professional reviewers out there that this is hurting. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. If you look at my account on Amazon, you'll see that I'm a pretty positive reviewer. Most of my reviews are between 3 and 5 stars. If I've got something really low that's, the product is horrible, mainly I don't pick things like that are going to be terrible. So why am I a positive reviewer? I don't want to pick out products that they just look like they're going to be crappy and there's nothing good about them, because I don't want to trash any sellers out there. I'd like to be respectful of the sellers that are trying to improve their business. So I would rather give them points for, okay, the manual's horrible. The product's not very good. Here are suggestions for improvement. Rather than run somebody down, I want to give ways to help and improve. So because I have that standpoint that I don't want to be a very, very negative voice for what someone's trying to do with their own business out of respect for them, I'm very selective with the products that I review. So before I agree to review a product, I will go to the product page, look at it in detail, and I'll weigh out if it's something that I personally would like, if it's something that I personally would use. If it looks like it's good quality with electronics and things, I will look at those features there. And if there's something that's obviously like, well, that wouldn't be very good because it needs this, blah, 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 then I'll avoid that product. Okay, so I'm selective with what I choose. And I review based on, does the product do what it says it does? Maybe there's something about me that I personally don't like it. So I will say what I personally don't like. But I do look at it kind of open-mindedly. Is the product what it claims to be through the product page? Would other customers like this? There might be people that do like it, even if there's qualities about it that I don't like. So that's kind of how I base my star rating. Whether or not the product fulfills what it's supposed to fulfill. Now, if there's something with the product that I think, well, this might be kind of dangerous in my home for various reasons, I might put that out there. So if there's something that would be dangerous for me to sit around my house because one of my kids or my cat would eat it or something, that's not every single consumer's experience. Yes, I will share those concerns, but I'm not going to base my rating based on always my personal circumstances, if that makes sense. I'm kind of rambling a little bit here. But I will put in there the pros and cons, things that I like, things I don't like based on the product. Most of the time I do give a positive review because even if it has problems, there may be workarounds for those problems. So like if I'm doing electronics or a TV box that I'm like, oh, this remote's not very good. Well, here's what you could do. You could plug in a keyboard to it to make it work. So if there are workarounds to it and there are good positive things to it, every product has its positive points and has its negative points. So I will weigh those out evenly and then I will give the star rating based off of what I think. Now, is that star rating the ultimate conclusive whatever? No, I do a thorough review. So you kind of have to read my review to see why I think it's good, why I think it's not good. I mean, out of 5 stars, that's a hard way to rate anything. Okay, and I also provide video reviews to show the product to the customer. This is what it looks like. This is how it works. This is what the resolution looks like, etc. Okay, so I want to show the product as a service to the customer, to someone that's going to buy it. Okay, this is what it looks like. This is how it comes packaged. This is how it works. So I provide that as a service to the customer, as well as critiquing and giving suggestions for improvement to the seller. And many sellers that I work with are so fantastic and they really honestly want honest feedback from reviewers so that they can take that and improve their products. And they care about their products and their quality control and improving them and making things better for the customer. There are some things that they honestly don't know are like that, and so they want to change and improve. Those are the kind of sellers that I'm interested in working with that care about their products. They care about what I'm saying. They will read my reviews and respond to it. That's who I want to work with, not sellers that are just interested in hyping up a product and getting rating. And let me tell you, most sellers that are out there are good. They want your honest review and feedback. They want you to tell them what you really think. Otherwise, you're not providing them a service as a reviewer. So I think that there are legit sellers and reviewers out there that are going to be hurt by this process and changing those guidelines. So I realize that there are some bad apples out there as far as sellers and reviewers go, but that does not represent all of us. So that's what's upsetting about Amazon's decision to change. So I know there are good reviewers out there and good, honest sellers also. And when we're all working together that way, we're improving the customer experience and we're doing a service for Amazon. And Amazon typically responds that they're appreciative of people giving their feedback and review. So in this way, when people are just making a business out of doing it, they're kind of shutting us down and hurting us and halting us in our progress, even though we are really providing a service through Amazon as well. We're just working on our own, or there are some people that work through third-party groups as well. So I've worked my way up to being a top reviewer on Amazon, which means whatever you want it to mean. I think I'm like at 1,600 something right now, which there are tons and tons of reviewers out there. So that's pretty good. So I've worked my way up through the numbers by reviewing honestly, not by doing anyone any special favors, but by showing the product and giving reviews that are helpful for the customer and for the seller to show the product. So I haven't done anything to ask for upvotes or anything else that might boost myself in some other way. I have become a top reviewer by my honest efforts, and there are other great reviewers out there as well that are there at the very top, way beyond me, because they provide a good service and they're good at what they do. So it's kind of frustrating that people like me and other reviewers are going to be frustrated by this change in Amazon's guidelines. So they just changed their rules. To give you specifics, that sellers cannot offer products at a free or discounted rate in exchange for reviews. So there's an exception to that if you work through Vine. I don't know very much about Amazon Vine. I'm not a reviewer through Vine. I think that it's a special invitation that only a number of reviewers can actually review products on Vine, and I don't know how that works for sellers as far as what kind of discounts they can offer and how much you pay and how that helps Amazon and how it boosts certain things. I don't know. You're going to have to give me some specifics on that if you happen to know, because I don't know if that's something that in my future I would be working with or not. So that's their one exception there. It also seems like you can still receive products from the sellers. They're still able to give you discounted codes. In exchange, they can give you a discounted, but they can't do it in exchange for a review. So they can't require you to do a review. So I'm not sure with disclaimers how that works. If you choose to write a review that you're saying, yes, I received this at a discounted rate, which I always leave a disclaimer. If I've received a product at a discounted rate in exchange for my honest review is what I typically say. But now they can't offer me that in exchange for a review. So I don't know how that works with disclaimers. If you can post on there, I received this at a discounted rate, but I'm under no obligation to leave a review. The seller cannot require that of me. I'm choosing to do it because I want to give this review. So I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work. And obviously, I like to play by the rules of Amazon. I don't want my account to be in jeopardy, and I don't want to do anything that is against the rules. I like to follow everybody's rules and be honest and direct. It's the means in which I'm working with, and I want to follow along there. So it's still a little bit unclear as far as what you can do. I've heard customer service reps say they can't prevent sellers from giving discounted products, but they can't do it in any kind of an incentive exchange for a review. So that just to me sounds like a great invitation for sellers to be taken advantage of by some reviewers that are not legit and honest, which I already know sellers that give out products at a discounted rate and then the people don't follow through and submit a review. And what can they do about it? Not really. It's just an agreement between the two of you that I'll give you this if you will honestly review. I won't tell you how to review it, but if you honestly leave review and feedback on this product, then I'll give it to you at this rate. And there are reviewers that don't always follow through. Okay, so, now there's no kind of agreement that they can make. They can't even ask you to do a review, but can offer you a free product and hope that you'll follow through and do a review. So hopefully there are good professional reviewers that won't take advantage of sellers and will kind of be able to continue this process. I don't know how submitting reviews on Amazon right now will go forward and work. I'll still be doing reviews on my YouTube channel for those sellers that are still interested in working with me. And anyway, so these are the current changes and the frustrating things. And I just wanted to leave a voice here on my review channel saying that there are reviewers and that this is how we work. And it's a real shame that there are some bad ones out there and we're kind of being punished by Amazon because of other people, even though what we're doing as honest reviewers is a help and a service to Amazon and to customers that want to know more about the product before they want to see it in action before they buy it. And that's what a lot of reviewers are trying to offer. But now with this change in policy, I don't know how that's going to affect all of us. But for me, that's kind of built up a small business around reviewing. That's that's what I've been doing here. And it's just, that's how I meet many of my sellers, is through Amazon, that they'll see my product reviews on Amazon and be able to make contact with me and ask if I will review their products. And there are a lot of products that I turn down because I don't think that I would be able to offer a positive review, or maybe I'm not super interested in it, or I don't have time to review it. So I'm selective with the things that I choose. And so I'm really disappointed with the changes in Amazon. It seems like they're really controlling the reviews now, unless you're to buy at a full rate or something like that, and just review things that you happen to buy at full price, which, yeah, I do that as well. But you have to work through Vine in order to do any kind of exchange of reviews. So I am not totally clear on everything and how it'll affect. I just want to give a voice right now to how this is frustrating and not helpful for many people that work honestly as product reviewers.